spectrum. Now they have reduced the syllabus, so now the syllabus has become quite short from this topic, spectrum. The first thing you have to learn is dispersion of light. Dispersion. I think you have done in the lower classes, but once again, dispersion of light. Dispersion means split. The definition of dispersion of light, we say the splitting of white light. The splitting of white light into its constituent colors is called dispersion of light. In own words also you can say the splitting of white light into its constituent colors, or splitting of white light into 7 colors, you can say that also, is called dispersion of light. Dispersion of light is caused due to change in the wavelength of the constituent color of white light. This is caused due to change in the wavelength. Change in the wavelength of colors. Different colors have different wavelengths. And that causes dispersion. That causes different angle of deviation and causes dispersion of light. Those colors obtained when white light is passed through a transparent medium such as glass prism, those colors are called spectrums. So there are 7 colors or 7 spectrum which are visible to us. I think you know the sequence. They are called Vibgyor. Vibgyor. V means violet, I means indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. Once again I tell you what is dispersion. Splitting of white light into 7 colors is called dispersion of light. Immediately the second part of question is, what causes dispersion? We say the change in the wavelength of light. Change in the wavelength of different colors of light. Different colors of light will have different wavelengths, so they will have different angle of deviation, and that causes dispersion of light. To show the dispersion of light, we draw this diagram. Question even may come, draw a diagram to show the dispersion of light through a glass prism. So we'll draw the prism here, and this time we are taking white light. This is white light. White light is taken, and it's passed through a glass prism. Now we'll find that the white light splits into 7 colors. The 7 colors will come here. Every color will bend towards the base like this. You will draw like this here, and you will be drawing here like this. They should not go the other side. Make sure that this way should not go the other side. It should all bend towards the normal here like this. This will be violet and this will be red. Now the color will be coming out like this. Here the color will come out like this. This is violet, this is red. In between other colors will come from, but from the same point, from one single point, and only they will come out like this. This way. 7 colors will come out. V, I, B, G, Y, O, like this. If they ask you to draw a diagram to show the dispersion of light through a glass prism, so we will draw this diagram. One thing you will see now, the violet color is obtained at the bottom and red color is obtained on top. Which color deviates the most or bends the most? Which color bends the most? The answer is violet. Which color bends the least? We say red. And the fact is that red color travels the fastest in a transparent medium other than air. All colors travel with the same speed. Remember that point also. All the colors have equal speed in air or in vacuum, but their speed changes in another transparent medium such as glass and all. Red travels the fastest, that's why red bends the least or deviates the least. Violet travels the slowest, that's why the violet color deviates the most. If they ask you to draw the diagrams, you draw these diagrams. So please copy it in your notebook. This one. Draw a diagram showing dispersion of light through a glass prism. So this diagram we will draw. And showing violet at the bottom, red on top. Okay, now who discovered the phenomenon of dispersion of light? It was Newton, Sir Isaac Newton. He discovered the phenomenon of dispersion of light. So when he discovered the phenomenon, his counterparts, his opponents, they asked him some questions and he had to answer them. I mean, Newton answered them in order to satisfy them. Okay, first question asked by his opponent was like this. They said, okay, these are the colors we see when white light passes through a glass prism, but this could be the colors produced by the prism. They may not be the colors of white light. How can you prove that these are the colors of white light? Then Newton had to do some experiments in order to satisfy them. So first experiment he did was a green filter experiment. Green filter. In the green filter experiment, what he did, he took a prism and he passed white light through it and he placed a screen over here. He placed a screen and on the screen he obtained 7 colors. Now he removes the screen and he placed a filter. Green filter he placed. Green filter. What is called filter? Filter is a substance that allows one particular color to pass through it and rest of the color will be stopped. If it is green filter, the green filter will allow only green light to pass and other colors will be stopped. If it is red filter, it will allow only the red light to pass and other colors will be stopped. Green filter will appear green because it will allow only green light to pass through it. So, surely what color only will be passing through it? So, only the green will be passing on. This is the green light will be coming on. The rest of the colors will be absorbed by this filter, that substance. So, green light is passing on and now he used one more prism. He used one more prism made up of same material. This was also glass, ordinary glass. This was also ordinary glass. And now he found, I mean the Newton found the color coming out and he placed a screen here. The screen was only green. There was no 7 colors obtained here. There was no 7 colors. Only one color, that was green, obtained on the screen. Then he concluded that if prism produces its own color, here suppose if the prism is producing 7 colors, then there also the prism of same material must also produce 7 colors, but it does not produce. That means this experiment proves that the prisms do not produce their own colors. Then his opponent got satisfied. Okay, they said fine, we agree that prisms have no ability of producing colors. But how can you prove that these are the colors of white light? Or white light consisting of 7 colors. How can you prove it? So in order to prove that, he had to do another experiment. And that experiment is called recombination prism experiment. Recombination prism experiment. I will explain to you that how that experiment was done to prove that the white light consists of 7 colors. He did recombination prism experiment. In that experiment, he took a prism and he took one more prism. He took one more prism and he kept in the opposite direction, reverse direction, like this. First prism, he passed white light and he got Vibgyor, violet at the bottom, red on top, and that was coming here and it was coming here, violet and red, and in between other colors also coming, that I am not showing, but they are coming in between, so you may not also show. But here these prisms will be now joining them like this. Because here is the base, so all the rays will be refracting towards the base. Here the rejoining, here the split is taking place and here the joining is taking place. Combination is taking place. And the resulting color which was coming out was white. when you place a screen over here, on the screen you will receive white light. Okay, once again you see Newton did another experiment called recombination prism experiment. So in that experiment, he took one prism and he took another prism and he kept them in inverted position. The other one is reverse of each other. One prism he used to disperse, and the another prism he used to rejoin them or combine them, and the resulting light which was coming out finally was white. So this proves that white light consists of 7 colors, because white, if we can split into 7, and if 7 we can rejoin or we can combine them to get white light, that they must be the colors of the constituent colors of the white light only. So this is the experiment he did in order to satisfy his opponents, who? Newton. And on top of that, he did one more experiment that is called Newton's color disk experiment. Newton's color disk experiment. In that experiment, what he did, he took a circular disk and he painted the disk with 7 colors, like this, 7 colors. And those colors were pure. This part he painted with the violet paint, indigo paint, blue paint, green, yellow, orange and red paint. Okay, and then he has to mix them. Then only the white light will be formed. How to mix them? He rotated the disc like this with high speed. He spun the disc. When the disc was spun, all the colors will be rejoining in the eyes through the lens, convex lens. And the appearance will be white. The disc will appear white. So he showed that when you join all the 7 colors, the answer is white light. The color obtained is white light. That means they are the parts of white light. So white, if we can split into 7 colors, then 7 we can join to get white light. So he did 3 experiments. Who? Newton. First was filter experiment to prove that the prism do not produce colors. Second experiment was recombination prism experiment to prove that the white light is actually having 7 colors, and to confirm it, he did one more experiment that is called Newton's color disk experiment over here. So this was the portion to be done from the topic dispersion of light. Now we are into the other parts, other topic, and the topic is electromagnetic spectrum. Electromagnetic spectrum. Electromagnetic spectrum. Electromagnetic spectrum. This is the new topic. Actually, spectrum is the band of colors which Newton obtained during dispersion of light. They were called spectrums. But those are the colors which we can see, we can visualize. But apart from that 7 colors, there are other type of spectrum, there are other type of energy level which are invisible, but we can feel their presence and they have certain properties. So actually there are 7 spectrums, there are altogether 7 spectrums. And I'll give the name of those spectrum later on, but we must know the properties common to all electromagnetic spectrum. Properties common, you can write on this one, very important part. Properties common to all electromagnetic spectrum. This is quite important aspect. First property common. We say all electromagnetic spectrum travel in vacuum. They all have ability of traveling in vacuum with the speed equal to the speed of light. What is the speed of light value? 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meters per second. Means all of them are capable of traveling through vacuum with the speed equal to the speed of light. Please note it on the first point. All electromagnetic spectrum can travel in vacuum with the speed equal to the speed of light, with the speed equal to the speed of light, and write down the value under bracket 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. Please write down the value. Second point, which is common in all of them can be reflected and can be refracted. That is point number 2. All electromagnetic spectrum can be reflected and can be refracted. All of them. That is the point number 2. Point number 3. That is the properties, common properties. They all are transverse in nature. They all are in the form of transverse wave. They all are transverse wave. That is point number 3. Point number 4. Point number 3 is they all are transverse wave, and point number 4, they are undeflected or unaffected by electric and magnetic field. So they have no effect of electric and magnetic field on them. They are unaffected, or you can write they are undeflected by electric and magnetic field. Okay, these are the 4 properties which are common to all electromagnetic spectrums. All electromagnetics have these properties in common. I hope we have written all these properties. This is important also. I give example of electromagnetic spectrum. There are 7 of them. One is will come out as X-ray, one will come radio waves, even one will come gamma rays, like that will come. So what is the ratio of their speeds in vacuum or in air? What is the ratio? The answer will be 1:1. Why 1:1? Because they all have equal speed. When the quantities are equal, the ratio value will come 1:1. So that is quite important. This question had come in ICC some year back. What is the ratio of the speed of light of gamma rays and the X-rays in vacuum or in air? Then there will say 1:1. The answer will be 1:1. Okay, these are the 4 properties common which I told already. Now you can give the next heading, that complete electromagnetic spectrum. Complete electromagnetic spectrum. Complete. As I told you, there are 7 of them, so we have to learn their names. First one will come gamma rays. Gamma rays. First one comes gamma rays. Second one will come X-rays. X-rays. Third comes UV rays. UV means ultraviolet rays. UV full form is ultraviolet. Fourth one is visible light. Visible light. Fifth one is infrared rays. Infrared rays. Sixth one is microwaves. Microwaves. There is a certain order, you have to learn them by heart, this order also. And the last one, 7th one is radio waves. Radio waves. So there are 7 of them. First one is gamma rays, then X-rays, then UV rays, visible light, infrared rays, microwaves, and radio waves. As I told you, they all differ. Common properties I told you, they all have equal speeds, but they differ in frequency and the wavelengths. They all will have different wavelengths. Gamma rays wavelength will be, you have to write down the range also below 0.1 angstrom. I talked about the angstrom right here. 1 angstrom is equal to 10 to the power of minus 10 meter. 1 angstrom's value is 10 to the power of minus 10 meter. Anything below 0.1 angstrom will be gamma rays. X-rays range is 0.1 angstrom to 100 angstrom. Then comes UV rays range of wavelength is 100 angstrom to 4000 angstrom. You have to learn the range also by heart. This one, visible light will come 4000 angstrom to 8000 angstrom. Infrared rays will come 8000 angstrom to 10 to the power of 6 angstrom. This will come 10 to the power of 6 angstrom to 10 to the power of 11 angstrom. And this will come 10 to the power of 11 angstrom to 10 and above. Above. 10 to the power of 11 angstrom and above. So these are the range of their wavelengths. You can see out here wavelengths are increasing this way. 0.1 becomes 100 now. 4000, 8000, 10 to the power of 6 is 1 and 6 zeros, and 10 to the power of 11, more zeros are coming, then bigger and bigger. So this one are arranged in the ascending order of their wavelengths, ascending order is increasing order of their wavelengths. But we know the fact wavelength and frequency are just the reverse of each other. So they will be, they are arranged in the decreasing order of frequency, increasing or ascending order of wavelength, but the decreasing order of frequency, and all will have equal speed. The speeds are same. Which one has the highest frequency? We see the one which has the shortest wavelength. Shortest wavelength is gamma rays. It will have the highest frequency. Which will have the longest wavelength? Definitely radio waves, and will be having the lowest frequency. If the frequency is high, so it will contain more energy and it will be more harmful, or it will be having more penetrating power. So which one of them is the most harmful? We say gamma rays. As we go down, the harmfulness will keep on decreasing. Which is the least harmful? We say radio waves, because it has the lowest frequency and the highest wavelength. Which is the most harmful of all? We say gamma rays. Which one has the highest frequency? We say gamma. Which has the lowest frequency? We say radio waves. Which has the shortest wavelength? We say gamma rays. Which has the longest wavelength? We say radio, longest wavelength, wavelength wise. Okay, first, the most harmful is gamma rays, then after comes X-rays, then lesser than that harmful is UV rays, lesser than that harmful is visible light. As we go down, so harmful effect keeps on decreasing. So which is the least harmful? We say radio waves. Which one is the softest of all? Softest means the lowest penetrating power. Answer is radio waves. Which is the most hardest, the hardest of all? We say gamma rays, because gamma rays has got the highest penetrating power, that means highest frequency. So gamma is the most harmful of all. And what is the value of 1 angstrom? 1 angstrom measures the short wavelength, short distance, and that will come 10 over minus 10 meter. That is the unit used for measuring the wavelength of light. And here also visible light. Visible light starts from Vibgyor. This is the wavelength for the violet, and this will be the wavelength for the red light. Which color of the light has got the shortest wavelength? Color of light I'm talking about, visible light. We say violet. And what is the value? 4000 angstrom. Which is having the longest wavelength among the visible light? Answer is red. Violet to red. We can write out here Vibgyor violet to red. V for this and red for that. Which will have the highest frequency out of violet and the red? Because violet has got the shortest wavelength, so violet frequency is highest. And the violet will be the harmful, most harmful among the visible light. And red will be the least harmful. Because the frequency of the red will be less. Okay, now which of the colors will travel faster in air? We say all color will travel with the same speed. Everything travels with the equal speeds in vacuum or in air, all of them. Okay, you can just notice what here, just above the violet, that is 4000, just above the violet we have ultraviolet. That's why the name is given ultra. Ultra means above the violet. And just below the red we have which color? What spectrum is there? Infrared. Inferior to red. Inferior to red means just below the red. So there are two spectrums which are in the neighborhood of visible light. What are they? The one neighborhood is one in the this neighbor is ultraviolet, the another neighbor is infrared. Which one is the least harmful of them? We say infrared because it's below. As we go down, so harmful effect keeps on decreasing. And ultraviolet is more harmful than the visible light, and visible light is more harmful than the infrared light or infrared rays. So name two spectrums which are in which fall in the neighborhood of the visible light. We say one ultraviolet just above and one is infrared rays. Okay. Now name two spectrums whose frequency is more than visible light. More than visible, all of them are having more. Most is this one, and then frequency of this one is less than this, and again this one is more than this. Frequency keeps on decreasing like that. So name two spectrums whose frequencies are more than the visible light. There are three answers. You can choose any two of them and give. Name two radiations whose frequency is less than the visible light. All of them are having less. Which one is the least? Radio waves. Radio waves are used in the microphone, in the mobile communication, in the internet and all. Everywhere radio waves are used because they do not cause any harmful effect. Our physical lives are not endangered by radio waves. That's why radio waves are used in the space. They are released in the space and they are not causing any harm to us. So for today we are doing this much. Tomorrow we'll continue with little problem of this, and then properties of only two of them you have in syllabus now. Only UV rays you have and the this one infrared. Only these two as per the reduced syllabus. Other ones used and properties are not there, so we may not do that. So only these two will concentrate tomorrow, and along with some short numerical problems we will do tomorrow. Okay, thank you for the day.